Welcome to EPG Pathshala. This is Dr. Ankush Ambardar from Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Today, I'll be taking up a topic from the subject Tourism and Hospitality, Front Office Operations and Management. The topic to be discussed today is safety and security, the importance and methods of protecting people and assets. In this unit, the students will be able to understand the importance of security and safety in hotels, various emergency situations handled in hotels, and various types of security. It is a legal responsibility of a hotel to protect its guests, employees, company assets, guest belongings, and property itself against any harm. Hotel security department effectiveness also depends upon the communication and coordination with the local police stations. Hotel security department is responsible for overall security of in-house guests and visitors, employees, and the hotel building. Guest can file a case against the hotel if hotel fails to provide secure environment to the guests. Now, duties and responsibilities of hotel security department. There are different functions performed by hotel security department as below. First, the hotel security staff is responsible for patrolling of the hotel property to ensure the safe and secure environment for the guests, visitors, employees, and the hotel property assets. Hotel security officials monitor the surveillance equipments. This department is responsible for maintaining fire safety system. This department also works on emergency evacuation plan in the situation of emergency. Hotel security department also takes care of emergency communication plans or public address system in case of emergencies. Hotel security employees are responsible to handle situations like fire, vandalism, terrorist attack, and bomb threat, etc. Hotel security department also takes care of fencing of the hotel property to make the hotel premises safe. Hotel security department also ensures proper allocation of security guards at entry gate for the safety of guests and their belongings. Security department also provide training through mock drills for handling emergency situation to different departments of the hotel. Now, types of security. Now, safety and security. There can be three types of threats in a hotel, which are as mentioned below: guests' health, comfort or well-being, which is a priority, hotel revenue, reputation, fixtures and fittings, etc., and hotel employees. Now, types of hotel security system in hotels. Security guards. A hotel security staff may be in-house security staff or contractual security staff. Hotel prefers ex-army or ex-police officials in their security officials as they are experienced in security procedures. Closed circuit televisions. Hotel uses CCTV cameras which are interfaced with software, motion detector, pocket lie detector, and spy cameras which help to check undesirable visitors and criminals. Fire safety system. Fire safety system includes fire alarms, smoke detectors, sprinklers, which in public areas and guest rooms. These firefighting systems are used to handle emergency situation of fire in hotel. Emergency evacuation plan. Hotel uses and follows the emergency evacuation plan in the situation of emergency. Public address system. Public address system can be used to send a message to all staff and guests at one time in the case of emergency. Scanners, body and luggage. Hotel security personnel use body scanners and luggage scanners to detect any hazardous things. Metal detectors. Security staff also uses metal detectors to detect any kind of metal if it is carried by the guest. Earthquake detector. Hotel also installs automatic alarm and earthquake detectors in hotel premises to spread the awareness about the earthquakes. Key card locks. A key card lock on guest room is a standard which can be opened by magnetic card keys. Emergency power. Hotels also provide standby generators that provide 100% emergency power that helps to provide uninterrupted guest service during a power cut. Emergency manual. Hotel maintains an emergency manual which describes the procedures to be followed in a variety of emergency situations. Employee photo ID. Hotel employees carries photo ID proof and name tag for quick identification. Guest elevator. Elevator which are operated with a room electronic locking system where swiping the room card key takes the guest to the floor on which he or she is staying. Defibrillation unit. If a life-saving device which can be used in the case of heart attack. Biometric reader. Biometric reader which has hand key reader and face recognition system. Now, role of front office in safety and security in hotels. Front desk employees of a hotel perform different duties like receptionist, gatekeeper, communication expert, telephone handler, parking attendants, bellboys, etc. Front office department works as a point of first interaction of guests, vendors, visitors, etc. Front office staff works as eye and ears of the hotel. Front office employees can reduce the possibilities of emergency situations by keeping their eye open to spot potential troublemakers, identify bad behavior and other suspicious activities of the guest. Front office plays a very important role in the safety and security of the guest, employees and hotel property by having a good communication and coordination with the hotel security department. Number 1, registration. Registration is a legal formality which is done at hotel reception during the guest arrival to make sure the guest identity and other details of the guest. Key control. A guest room is the main product of the hotel. Front office department ensures the security of guest rooms and guests by maintaining a strict control over room keys. Nowadays, hotels are using electronic keys system for assessing hotel rooms. Electronic local locking system is an investment in guest safety and security. Front office department follow different security measures to control the guest room keys, such as front office department issues a fresh plastic metallic key to each new registered guest at the time of check-in. This department discourages guests to carry room keys with them while going outside of the hotel during their stay. Front office requests guests to deposit the room keys at the reception while departing from the hotel. Safe deposits in room safes. Hotels were used to provide safe deposit boxes at the front desk. Now, hotels are in the practice to provide in-room safe for keeping the guest belongings more safer. Basics of handling emergency and unusual situations such as fire, accident, illness, death, drunken guest and crisis handling. We'll take fire first. Now, causes of fire and prevention. Fire is a reason of carelessness of staff and guests. There may be different reasons such as newspapers or clothes left lying near to a fireplace, misuse of electricity by overloading, covering of lamps, using faulty equipments and heaters with damp clothes, etc. Good housekeeping practice should be followed throughout the establishment to prevent the fire. Housekeeping plays an important role in preventing fire by providing proper ashtrays, dustbins and fireproof furnishings. In guest rooms, maids should be instructed to keep a lookout for hazardous material left by the guest. A travel iron left on, covering of lampshades with damp cloth left to dry, etc. In kitchens, the exhaust hoods should be cleaned regularly. In public areas, enough stand ashtrays should be located at strategic points. Fire alarms and exit signs should be connected to an emergency electrical supply. Now, firefighting. The following are some means of prevention of fire employed by hotels. Water sprinklers is a system of pipes built into the building and connected to the main water supply. The sprinklers are located at regular intervals. When the temperature rises above a predetermined safe level in an area, the connection to the water supply melts, causing the water to sprinkle and bring the temperature down, thus helping in the initial control of fire. Smoke alarms or detectors. These are also situated in the ceilings of rooms, corridors, and all public and back of the house areas at intervals. As soon as they detect a great amount of smoke in the air, it gives off an alarm at a central location, front office, telephones or maintenance department. Manual alarms are situated at regular intervals in various locations on the premises. They are set off individually by the person discovering the fire. It is also linked to a central indicator which will show the location of that alarm, ensuring quick action from the management. It may also be linked to the local fire station. Fire escape routes. A safe means of escape will be required from each floor in every part of the building. This includes installation of fire escapes and escape doors fire resistance. Fire doors. These are fitted to rooms and fire exit routes. These doors are treated to resist fire for different periods for half hour, 1 hour extra. The fire exit doors to escape routes should be self-closing and should never be locked. These should be boldly indicated. Escape drills. An organized procedure must exist in the event of a fire. It should be known to all the staff and mock drills should be held periodically. This helps control panic and helps save lives. Emergency lighting. This must be provided on a line independent of the main supply. All exit signs should be linked to this so that these works even in the absence of main power source. These signs should be illuminated during the day as well as at night, maybe 24 hours. Procedures in case of fire. So in case of an actual fire breaking out, staff should be trained to follow this particular procedure. Activate the alarm. Inform the telephone department, maintenance department, security department as instructed, giving a quick and accurate description of the location and extent of fire. They will inform the fire brigade. Vacate the building aiming for the ground floor using an appropriate route, closing all doors and windows near you or the affected area as you leave. If an elevator, stop the elevator and lock it so no one else can use it and reach the fire exit route. Tackle the fire if no personal risk is involved. Next is accident. So prevention for guests and employees. Accidents, illness, and death are some emergencies that may affect guests and employees from time to time, and it may be the business of the housekeeping department and front office to deal with them. All employees should have knowledge of first aid, and in any such situation, they should be level-headed, calm, and not given to panic and confusion. It should also be stressed upon staff that there should be no loose talk or gossips and rumors mongering with other employees or guests. Nearly all hotels have a resident doctor or resident nurse or a doctor on call, and he can be contacted when required. An ambulance can also be available in case of any emergency. Accidents can occur anywhere and at any time, and in a hotel, the likelihood of accidents occurring is even higher because of the amount of human traffic that moves through it. These accidents may involve guests or staff. All accidents have to be dealt with quickly, without panic, and keeping the interest of the hotel management in mind. The housekeeping department is normally responsible for dealing with first aid and must maintain a first aid box for dealing with such incidents. It also makes sense to maintain first aid facilities or box in areas more prone to accidents, such as the kitchens and the maintenance departments. The service of a doctor should be available whenever required. Accidents can be avoided if enough thought and action are devoted to their prevention. This prevention depends on staff training. This should include a course specially concerned with safety matters and safety training relevant in the hotel. Hazard spotting, reporting and prevention. All staff has the responsibility related to health and safety of workers and guests. There should be a safety committee that meets regularly to discuss the various factors. Now, common causes of accidents in hotels. First is falls. These may be due to objects and equipments left in the corridors, etc. So remove potential hazards out of the way. Store idle equipment properly in a safe designated place. spillage on the floors, wipe up all spills at once, poor floor maintenance procedures, cordon off or segregate the area where floor maintenance is being carried out, such as lobby cleaning in the night shift, and use warning signs. Also, highly polished floors cause slipping. Climbing on unsafe ladders. Ensure that the ladder is in good condition and placed safely and securely against the wall. Loose carpet threads, bar nesters, etc. Repair these as they occur. Unsafe surfaces. Avoid climbing on furniture and ledges. Overreaching. Use safety procedures and equipments when reaching high access areas or drop out of reach spots. Back strains. This may be due to incorrect carrying of heavy loads, pushing of heavy loads, overloading of trolleys, etc. Check and maintain trolley equipment, never overload it. Train staff in correct methods of lifting and carrying of heavy articles. Cuts and bumps. These occur due to opening of doors, overloading of trolleys, careless handling of sharp metals, knives, scissors, broken glasses, etc. Dangerous equipment should be stored carefully and used carefully. Wear gloves when handling dangerous waste. Burns, scalds, inhalation of gases and fumes. They occur when hot liquids are handled without adequate precaution. When using chemicals, work in an open ventilated area, wear protective gloves, etc. Do not mix chemicals and label and store them safely. Falling objects. Equipments falling from a height such as ladders and staircases can be very dangerous. So all equipments used at higher levels should be secured carefully. On staircase, keep all equipments near the wall, away from the banister area. Warning signs must be placed on the floor below an area being repaired or cleaned, etc. Electric shocks. This is due to use of faulty equipment and unsafe practice when handling an equipment. Turn off the appliances before disconnecting. Do not pull on wires or flexes. Use correct fuses and never overload equipment or electric outlets. Immediately report and repair faulty equipments and follow a regular maintenance schedule. Now, other precautions which can include kitchen floor areas should always be grease-free. Avoid slipping and fires. All staircases, especially fire exit areas, should be free from storage articles, ladders, stools, etc. All corridors, corners should be well lit. In all departments, every item should have a designated storage place. Things left around cause accidents. Light switches should be located at entrances for easy accessibility. Staff should be instructed and checked to always follow all procedures and safety precautions. Staff should also be trained periodically in first aid procedures, and only trained fire aiders should handle an injured person. Now, procedure in case of an accident. So, if possible, remove the accident victim from the site of accident as soon as possible to a quiet, secluded place. Make him comfortable, use a stretcher in case it is needed. Preferably, take someone with you to the accident site and to help in handling the person. Call the doctor if the need is felt. Handling of the accident victim should preferably be done by trained first aider till the arrival of a doctor. Never try to move an accident victim who seems to have suffered a fracture, seeing an unnatural angle of limbs, or if guest is in too much of pain. Keep calm, but don't take too much time to decide on any action. Time lost may be important. Try to protect your establishment against any false allegations later. Making a full report when the event is recent and fresh helps here. This record needs to be maintained by management in case of any queries later on, or if the guest blames the hotel later on. Now, next is guest illness. When a guest or staff does not feel well, the housekeeper should be informed. She may visit the guest staff inquiring of this welfare and seeing what needs to be done towards their treatment. It also reassures the patient. The front office should also be informed so that they too follow up on the condition of the guest from time to time. If the hotel doctor feels that the patient should be moved to hospital, the guest is advised to do so, and if he agrees, then he is moved to a hospital, maybe by his choice. The guest is required to pay for the hospitalization expenses. The front office must maintain a list of specialist doctors along with their phone numbers and addresses. If the guest desires, they may be contacted and the guest pays for their services. The services of the hotel doctor may not be charged for. In case of a notable or communicable disease, the doctor will advise removing the person to a hospital. In this case, the room may have to be fumigated and thoroughly cleanized, and proper clearance and authorization will be required from the housekeeping, maintenance and the front office manager before the room is released for any new guests. Also, the relatives of the patient will have to be informed by the front office section. Next, in case of death of a guest. So, in case of a death of a person on the premises, the lobby manager and the security should immediately be informed, usually by the housekeeping section. The front office manager or resident manager and the general manager must be informed. The hotel doctor would be required to confirm the death. The room's air conditioning or central heating would be switched off and the room sealed to prevent entry of unauthorized personnel. The hotel will locate the residential address of the guest and inform his relatives, etc. A death certificate should be taken from the doctor. In all circumstances, especially doubtful circumstances, the police will need to be called for further investigations. When allowed by the doctor or police, the body will be removed. To avoid needless unpleasantness from spreading amongst the guests, the body is removed through the service elevators and back of the house. Staff should be instructed not to gossip needlessly with other employees or guests. An incident report should be prepared covering the details of occurrence of death time, room number, steps taken, etc. In case there is luggage and other belongings of the guest, these should be collected, a list prepared and the items placed in the luggage room with a note and the signature of the person performing his activity must be recorded as well. The incident report should be submitted to the management. Now, points to remember. Do not enter the room alone. Always take the lobby manager and the security officer with you. In case you know that the deceased guest was under the treatment of a specific doctor, that doctor should be called and not the doctor of the hotel. Do not disturb or touch anything before the arrival of the police. It may be a murder or a suicide. Next is handling a drunken guest. A drunken guest is normally not in his senses and may not be taking coherently and may even be a little aggressive and loud. It is advisable never to argue with such kind of a guest. Try and escort him to a more seduced area so as to his room, at least away from the lobby where he may be a nuisance for other guests also. Try not giving any offense in removing him from there. Be tactful. If he behaves aggressively, call the hotel security. In his room, he may be offered a pickup to sober him down. Now, to summarize the unit, one of the important features of any hotel is the safety and security provided to the guests. Any hotel losing reputation because of security breach takes years to attract guests back to the property. To have secure environment, the hotel has a full-fledged department of safety and security. Safety and security of hotel revolves around guests, employees and the assets of the property. To have control over the same, the security department takes care of all aspects related to the safety and security of hotel. The hotel has to be ready for any natural calamity or crime, theft, fire, emergency, etc. due to human involvement or faults. Thank you for watching EPG Pathshala. This was Dr. Ankush Ambardar from Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra.